Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Saturday, October 9, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Boston Celtics vs Toronto Raptors. The Boston Celtics have won 5 of their last 7 preseason games. Boston are averaging 98 points on 35.2% shooting and allowing 97 points on 40.4% shooting. Jaylen Brown is averaging 25 points and 4 rebounds, while Jason Tatum is averaging 18 points and 2 assists. Aaron Nesmith is the third double-digit scorer, and Peyton Pritchard is grabbing 5 rebounds. Boston are shooting 35% from beyond the arc and 87% from the free throw line. Boston are allowing 40.5% shooting from deep and are grabbing 51 rebounds per game. On Thursday, Toronto was torched for 44 points during the second quarter of a 125-113 road loss against Philadelphia. Anunoby led all scorers with 22 points on an 8-for-14 shooting performance. Our first betting advice is to pick Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors have won 4 of their last 6 preseason games. The Toronto Raptors are averaging 118 points on 49.2% shooting and allowing 116 points on 47.5% shooting. Anunoby is averaging 21.5 points and 3.5 rebounds, while Justin Champagnie is averaging 13.5 points and 8 rebounds. Fred VanVleet is the third double-digit scorer, and Gary Trent Jr. is grabbing 2 rebounds. The Toronto Raptors are shooting 36.6% from beyond the arc and 77.8% from the free throw line. The Toronto Raptors are allowing 36.6% shooting from deep and are grabbing 45 rebounds per game. The Boston Celtics finished a disappointing 36-36 last season and were bounced by Brooklyn in the first round of the playoffs. Head coach Brad Stevens moved into the front office as the president of basketball operations and hired Ime Udoka to replace him on the bench. The future remains bright for Boston with a talented wing combination of Jason Tatum, 26.4 ppg, and Jaylen Brown, 24.7 ppg. Our second betting advice is to pick over New York Knicks vs Washington Wizards. The New York Knicks opened their preseason campaign by surprisingly pummeling another postseason candidate, the Indiana Pacers. Tom Thibodeau's team displayed aggressiveness and decisiveness in carving open the Pacers' defense. It remains to be seen if they can continue their impressive start against the Wizards. Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards had a tough battle with the Houston Rockets before losing a close game. New coach Wes Unseld Jr. has several new faces in his lineup and could continue tinkering with his combinations against the Knicks. Beal and Spencer Dinwiddie, the new 1-2 punch of the Washington Wizards, had a quietly good start. The pair could build on that if Unseld Jr. continues with the same backcourt tandem. Walker had 12 points in as many minutes against the Hawks, while the French Olympian put up 12 points in 19 minutes. The duo could help all-star forward Julius Randle find more open space to operate in the post for the New York Knicks. Julius Randle, the focal point of the New York Knicks offense, is displaying mid-season form already. He ended with 20 points and 9 rebounds in close to 30 minutes of action in his last preseason game. There is already growing chemistry between Walker and Randle that should bode well for the team. It always starts with Bradley Beal when it comes to the Washington Wizards. The ultra-talented all-star was his usual self. He was a threat every time he was on the floor and had the attention of 2 or 3 Rockets players all the time. Whether he signs an extension with the Washington Wizards or not could define this team this season and in the years to come. Beal has carried the Wizards franchise through different roster changes. He has played with John Wall and Westbrook at different times during his career with Washington. Despite the inconsistent performances of the team, Beal has been consistently good for them. Our first betting advice is to pick New York Knicks. After their disappointing loss to the Atlanta Hawks, the New York Knicks went out to get more firepower. The additions of former Connecticut star Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier are expected to improve the Knicks' dismal 110.2 offensive rating last year. The Knicks were only ranked 22nd in the league. Thibodeau might play it safe and insert Emmanuel Quickley as the starter to preserve Walker's creaky knees. The New York Knicks would also likely keep Derrick Rose's minutes down. The key improvement in Randle's game would be cutting down his turnovers. It was only one preseason match, but he committed no turnovers in the game. His turnover average of 3.4 in the regular season went up to 4.6 in the postseason last year. As the central offensive hub of the New York Knicks, he simply can't be that turnover-prone. Montrezl Harrell, as a backup center, is looking to bounce back from a modest campaign with the Lakers. Should he play the way he did in winning the 6th Man of the Year award a few seasons ago, the Washington Wizards could win another 8th seed in the playoffs. The new-look Washington Wizards traveled to the Toyota Center to test their retooled roster against the Houston Rockets. Like many preseason games, it was a mixed bag. Although the Wizards lost the game, a few things stood out. How the Washington Wizards perform this season could determine Beal's future. His budding chemistry with Spencer Dinwiddie is a good start, but he knows that the preseason would be meaningless unless the Wizards can do better than their first-round exit last season. The New York Knicks are a more complete team, at least at the start of the preseason, and that showed in their game against the Pacers. Their bench is slightly better, which could be the difference, as both coaches are likely to limit the playing time of their projected starters. Our second betting advice is to pick over. Quick reminder, Bovada is an online sportsbook and casino established in 2011. The platform offers betting on all major sport and horse racing leagues. It has slots, table games, blackjack, and a variety of other casino games. All of the major US leagues are available for betting, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, and PGA. In addition, Bovada allows wagers on esports, Olympic events, soccer, cricket, boxing, cycling, and many more competitions. Join Bovada now using our link down below and get access to all sorts of premium sport welcome bonuses after signing up and making your first deposit. Memphis Grizzlies vs Atlanta Hawks. The Memphis Grizzlies have won 8 of their last 11 preseason games. The Memphis Grizzlies are averaging 107.5 points on 48.6% shooting and allowing 87.5 points on 38.7% shooting. Ja Morant is averaging 21.5 points and 6 assists, while Desmond Bane is averaging 14.5 points and 3 rebounds. Steven Adams is the third double-digit scorer and DeAnthony Melton is dishing 1.5 assists. The Memphis Grizzlies are shooting 33.3% from beyond the arc and 70.6% from the free throw line. The Memphis Grizzlies are allowing 26% shooting from deep and are grabbing 55 rebounds per game. Our first betting advice is to pick Memphis Grizzlies. With clouds of uncertainty thickening over Camp Atlanta, the team may play their next game without Bogdan, Herter, Young, and Clint Capella. The Atlanta Hawks have already endured 2 losses this preseason and will need a miraculous performance with their remaining players to win the next game. Our second betting advice is to pick under. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.